of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Anfernee Simons out there with Matisse Thybulle. Then it's Rob Williams. Then there's Grant, and it's Ayton in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And so Grant will bring it up for the Trailblazers, trailing by 19. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. And Kuminga throws it down.
An absolute superb facilitator because Curry is such a lights-out shooter, it opens up passing lanes for him.
And for Portland, they're shooting 43% from the floor. And the foul called on MP. That's foul number 2 for him. And the league trying to get a bit more competition in the All-Star game. Right, you got any ideas there?
Well, cash prizes seem to work well for the in-season tournament. Even a little something might help up the ante just a bit.
And Portland making a change here. Walker's checked in. Here's Curry. Takes it off the glass. Curry's got 15 points in just the second half.
Well, after an uneven first half, he's managed to right the ship and get things going.
And the foul called on MP. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Podziemski, he's checked in for the Warriors. Hield comes in for Brandon Podziemski. And MP subbed in for Curry. 1:44 left here in the fourth quarter. Scott can't get it to go. Portland's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Grant. Good. Grant's got his first points of the night.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Stephen Curry.
He was just dropping dimes left and right out there. Any opening that the D provided, he exploited it and found his teammates.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Klingon, he's checked in for 8. Avdia comes in for Robert Williams. Sharp's checked in for Jabari Walker. And Scoot Henderson subbed in for Anfernee Simons. MP against Henderson. And that one's good. MP.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be. To be this dominant on another team's floor, but when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
24 seconds left in the fourth. Here's MP, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Warriors lead by 20.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful...
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood.
First game in the pros. I'm sure your phone is blowing up.
You know, I haven't had a chance to look at my phone yet.
Well, when you do, there'll be texts from every person you've ever met and a few people you haven't. Most notably, there will be press looking for quotes.
They can hit me up on text, too?
They do.
Makes sense.
Look, emotions run high when a game has just ended, okay? All I'm asking.
Solid effort tonight on both ends. Just caught MP's first game. What a debut. Just like his first album going gold, next album going go platinum. Just watch.
Oh, yeah? I was up at the top. Oh, it's right near the drive.
All right. You got your feet wet. Now the real work starts.
Whatever it takes, Coach. You know I'm game.
Look, everyone thinks what happens out there is what creates an NBA legend, but they're wrong. 90% of the work happens here, behind the scenes, at practice, in the gym, at film sessions, and in the locker room.
I agree. The games are where you prove that you've been putting in the work. No shortcuts.
Yeah, correct. Over here is the entrance to our practice facility, and over there is the gym.
Everything all in one place. That's great.
Yep. We made everything as convenient as possible, so there is no excuse to not put the work in. Now, come here. Right here, we've got everything related to your schedule, including those key games we talked about based on your personal goals.
Coach, that was great. That was really helpful.
Which reminds me, we've talked a lot about maximizing your playing career, which is critical. But you need to remember, you...
No excuses tonight, because I know you didn't go out last night. Let's keep this winning streak going.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Hello, basketball. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, BA.
And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here.
Warriors making a switch here. Scott's checked in.
MP.
Well, if you followed MP on his path to the NBA, you know the one criticism of his game is that he can defer too often, Grant.
And at times, I think that's been a fair criticism. But you'd rather have MP trying to involve his teammates too much than not at all. People had the same complaint about LeBron early in his career, and that worked out fine.
On the floor for the Warriors. They've got Gary Payton second. Draymond Green is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's MP, and it's Curry in at the 2 guard. MP with it, picked up by Markkanen. 6 on the shot clock. Good on the shot.
Oh, MP. He got that tweener working.
Utah's gone 0 for 2 from outside. Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Butler finds MP. Shot from the wing. Utah grabs the miss. Last game matched up with the Grizzlies. A tough loss there.
Yeah, they let that one slip through their fingers, and they just couldn't pull it together to fight off a big fourth-quarter comeback.
And here's George. We saw him with 19 his last time out. Down low. Here's Markkanen. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Well, given Markkanen is 7 feet tall, feeding him on the interior is probably a good decision. That's a nice touch by the big man.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. And a new group getting ready for Utah. Filipowski, he's checked in for Kessler. Sensabaugh comes in for John Collins. Clarkson's checked in for Sexton. And it's Collier in for George. The Jazz have gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10. Here's Clarkson. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Here's Butler. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Butler's got 8.
He still hasn't missed. 4 for 4 to start the game.
Clarkson outside. Over heel. And that one's good. Clarkson.
Well, this is his job, right? Jordan Clarkson is a very capable offensive player.
Golden State has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Hield passes to MP. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Collier. Rebounded by Butler. The Warriors leading. Outside Kuminga. To the paint. Here's Scott. Lays it up and banks it in. He has 6.
Well, MP goes through the defense for the score. Wow.
Now here's Clarkson. Pass to Collier. The 3 is up. The shot misses. Jimmy Butler getting it done for the Warriors. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. All right, we'll get back to the action. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen here from the Warriors, what's your take so far?
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
We've got Filipowski. Collier is out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's Jordan Clarkson, and it's Sensabaugh in at power forward. That's the group for Utah, getting going in the second. Curry finds Kuminga. Pass to Moody. Inside. Fades away. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. And so it's Sexton who brings up the ball for the Jazz. Trailing by 4. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Thanks. Well, for the Warriors this summer, there was disappointment seeing their longtime trio broken up with the departure of Klay Thompson. But many around the league felt like with the additions they've made, this team is actually upgraded. So, guys, we'll see how they hold up in this crowded Western Conference. Do Steph Curry and Draymond Green have enough?
They'll be challenged for certain. All right, Shams, thanks for the report.
I like MP's shot selection by just outstanding at understanding when to look to score.
To the middle. That's good from Collier on the assist by Clarkson.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
Oh, MP showing the big range.
You can bet MP will make a lot of those over his career.
Jazz trail by 5. Pass to Sensabaugh. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Kuminga. Here's MP. And he makes it on the layup. Scott's got 7 points here in the quarter.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Here's Collier. Clarkson for 3. Hits the trifecta. Clarkson's got 5.
Well, the one thing about Clarkson, a little bit inconsistent from deep, so that's a welcome sight for his team.
Outside Curry. On the wing, MP. In the game against Portland, very impressive. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Jazz have gone 3 of 5 since the beginning of the second. Sexton passes to Clarkson. To the inside. Here's Filipowski. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Coming off a win against the Blazers.
And it wasn't just their starters putting in work. Their backups were real spark plugs on offense.
One thing we know, great teams in the NBA get production off the bench, and that was critical that night.
You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge third season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A., and unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
From deep, MP. The shot no good. Jazz trail by 4. Inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Clarkson has always had the ability to find teammates. That's a pretty pass.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. With a break here, let's see which teams racked up the assists during last year's campaign. The 4th spot held by the Warriors.
Well, you have to like the way they moved the ball last season. Guys were passing it around unselfishly. That was reflected in their assist totals.
Second, here's Green. Draymond! Oh, such a force inside.
There's a dogged intensity with which Draymond Green plays the game of basketball. He will get to the space he wants and score it.
Markkanen outside. Back to Sexton. Just 5 to shoot. Kessler a screen from deep. Rebounded by Butler. Butler's got 4 rebounds now. To the middle. Here's Green. Oh, look at Draymond flexing with that finish.
Well, Draymond Green can dole out as much punishment as he receives, and right there goes into the teeth of the defense.
Here's George. Utah with another miss. The Warriors lead by 6. Pass to Butler from behind the arc. Boom! 3 for Jimmy.
And they're building on their lead, doing whatever they can to blow this game open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
So we conclude the first half. Warriors ahead, leading by 9. And we'll see you back here after the break. 3rd quarter action in just a bit.
playing the way they're supposed to. Run the offense until you get a good look. Not complicated at all.
I disagree. And now, not a bad time to... Thanks for joining us. Time to...
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. It has been...
Late in the second round, and he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
So Utah going with an almost entire new group here. Filipowski, he's checked in for Kessler. Sensabaugh comes in for Collins. Clarkson's checked in for Sexton. And it's Collier in for George. And a new group getting ready for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga, he's checked in for Green. Moody comes in for Payton. Hield's checked in for Podziemski. And Scott is subbed in for Curry. On the floor for the Warriors, they've got Buddy Hield. Jonathan Kuminga is out there with Moody. Then there's Butler. And it's Scott in at the point.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Well, MP not going to waste a transition opportunity.
46 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Collier, covered by MP. Hield against Clarkson. Over Hield. And that one's good. Clarkson's got 7.
Well, Jordan Clarkson specializes at capitalizing on what the defense gives him. Nicely done in the mid-range.
Hield finds MP. Hits the three-pointer.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence, impressive to see.
Clarkson outside. No good with a layup.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a commanding lead to end the quarter. 20. Steve Kerr with some words for his players.
Move it to the next guy. Drive and kick. Let it come.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
They've got Collier. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3. That's the group for Utah right now.
Look, I know he wanted to answer with a 3 of his own, but you gotta play smarter. Play your game, not theirs.
MP, that one's good.
Yeah, when we talk about MP's unlimited potential, we're referring to nights like this one.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Well, the defense wants to keep the ball out of that area. Why? Because if it gets in there, most players are going to finish.
Pass to post. And the NBA moving to a 2-day draft. Your thoughts on the change, Grant?
You know, B.A., a lot of pro sports are shifting to multi-day drafts. And the NBA draft can be long if done all in one evening. So maybe a good choice to break it up. And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And for the Jazz, they're shooting 40% so far in this one. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And when you talk about guards who can really attack in the lane, Jordan Clarkson is on that list for us.
BA, there are just certain guys who are comfortable operating in tight windows. Clarkson's mindset is score. He's got a great sense for where and when to pull up into his shot. He can burn you from 3. Little bit streaky, but boy, he can really get on a hot streak.
John Collins checked in for Utah. Williams comes in for Sensabaugh.
Quick decision-making by MP. I love how confident he looked taking that shot.
Clarkson with the ball. Throws it up high. Tipped. They're running. Here's Moody. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
What a performance from beyond the arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
I think it's also important we mention the number of assists this group has tallied. Their offense continues to just hum along right now.
George against MP. Pass to Kessler. Back to George. On the wing, Sexton. And George with the jam.
Yes, sir. George with the flush.
Golden State has gone 3 for 3 from downtown in this fourth quarter. MP shot is off. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Sexton looking around. For 3, George. It's rebounded by Golden State. Kuminga's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Scott. No good, a bit long that time. For Utah, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there. Well, when you talk about the most underrated players in the league, Doris, Sexton has to be in the conversation.
Well, let's begin with the fact that he's an absolutely fearless scorer, a tough competitor, an improved facilitator. There's grit, determination. He's willing to get into you defensively. He is somebody that will compete on the defensive end.
Jackson Davis has checked in for the Warriors.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Here's George. Finds it again. 6 for 12 and remaining assertive.
And just muscling it in. George, very aggressive.
George against MP. Utah grabs the miss. Collins has got 5 rebounds in the game. On the wing, Sexton. Nice D from Moody. The Warriors have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Warriors.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this one concludes with their second victory of the year.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And what a huge performance it was for Jimmy Butler.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Good work there as it goes.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Here's MP. Sweet little floater.
And they knew it wasn't going to be easy to win on the road, but they've controlled the pace on this one.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
George, good.
Well, they needed this run way earlier. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.
They really thought they had a chance tonight. They talked the talk, but you walked the walk.